Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the King, a natural hair channel. And I'm gonna be real with you, I am not someone who greatly values porosity, using porosity to care for natural hair. However, having had uncolor treated natural hair for many years and then moving to having my hair color treated, which of course, as we know, changes the porosity, and then having my natural hair roots grow back in, I've learned a couple of things. I've observed a couple of things about porosity. So while I still am not a hardcore porosity warrior, I do want to share the things that I have observed. Okay, so first thing off the bat is that my hair does not wet as quickly as it did when it was color treated, like all the way. I mean, clearly you guys still see there's color, and I'm about to get my color redone. Okay, girl. But I noticed that the hair was starting to take a little bit longer to wet down. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too, crazy or anything, but I just noticed a slight bit more time it takes to wet it down. Before I shampoo my hair, I always sit a little bit underneath the water just to make sure that my hair starts to get saturated, that the product starts coming off already. This is like before I even hit it with shampoo. So that's just taking like a smidgen, couple seconds, a minute or so longer than it normally takes. My hair no longer lays down with conditioner. I mean, I can kind of get it to lay down a little bit, but like when I first got my hair colored, I would put the conditioner in. It's like slick back, just lay down, like just boneless. Now when I put the conditioner in, even like where the hair is super clarified and like I'm using like my best conditioners and I got like it's super detangled and everything, it still just kind of stands up a bit with the conditioner, which is fine. That's what natural hair should be doing, but it is different from the way that my hair was behaving when I had that fresh color. There has been a little bit of a tweak to my hair with how I'm putting product in now. So I am now going back to doing my hair in these little sections, which is how I did my long hair anyway. But I'm having to do that to get good distribution. And that's with products that I used with the freshly colored hair and products that I use now. Like in order to feel like I really got that product in there, I have to section. So I've been doing like a clump of hair here, like on the either side, and then kind of like the crown, this part really really got to work the product in there, and then doing like uh little random patches here, and then I can usually get the kitchen like all together in one. But yeah, I'm having to like pull out little sections to make sure that the product is like really saturated, whereas with color treated hair I was able to kind of just like apply products to the slick back, kind of brush them through or whatever, and it would get all the way through. I'm also finding that I'm having to apply a little bit more product to get that true saturated feeling. I like to apply products to where my hair kind of is already defining itself, already kind of laying. It just makes for less friction when styling, and that kind of stuff makes things quicker, so on and so forth. But in order to get that same feeling, I'm having to apply more products, having to go in with a little bit of a heavier hand. And so given all of these experiences that I've had growing out the color, I'm now like hindsight looking all the way back to 2011 when I went natural for the first time as like an adult that kind of knows what's going on. Because prior to that, I was natural as a child, and a child that went to the salon every 2 weeks, okay? So I'm looking back on like when I first cut my hair, and I'm thinking of all the things that I perceived as dryness. And I was like, oh, this natural hair is so dry. And I think really what was going on there is that I had previously had relaxed hair for years at that point. Relaxed hair is obviously more porous. It's a chemical process to relax the hair. You fully restructured the way the hair is laying, so it is more porous. But then I went to lower porosity hair, natural hair that does not have any kind of chemical processing or lifting or anything like that. So now it's less porous, lower porosity hair, and these things that I've noticed, I perceive those as dryness, when I don't think dryness was the thing. What it was that my hair was just low porosity, and I had not had low porosity hair for quite some time. So having dry hair and having hair that just takes longer to saturate with water, that's not the same thing. Those two things don't equal each other. And healthy hair may feel more resistant, here's that word resistant, than damaged hair, because essentially, yes, like when I got this lifted color, I damaged my hair, but you know, it's a damage that I choose, right? When you get a relaxer, you are damaging your hair, but it's damage you choose. Like, it's, you shouldn't be mad about it. Like, I hope that you chose to get the relaxer, so you're not mad about the damage, the lifted cuticle and all that that you're getting from the relaxer. So, um, going to hair that doesn't have any of this stuff, that's more natural, that hair is more likely to be more resistant because it does have that lower porosity, you know? I mean, just to sum it all up, my natural hair was not behaving like my relaxed hair, and that was totally fine. It wasn't something bad or something that needed to be fixed. It was just a fact of life. And ultimately, I think understanding your hair's behavior is like way more important than like knowing anything about porosity. Porosity comes into play if you're going to be getting chemical services. Porosity comes into play if you're going to be like straightening your hair, or you're going to be like doing anything like that, then the porosity does matter more. But I think understanding the behavior of my hair, like, okay, this is how long I need to wet it, this is how I need to apply products for proper saturation, that has been the most impactful thing for me ever with my natural hair journey. But that's it for me and my little look back here today. I post videos every week, so subscribe. And also check out some videos over here on the side. I will let YouTube pick what it thinks that you are most interested in. Hopefully it got it right and you click on something. And I'll talk to you in the next one.